What is up, guys? It's your boy Torius, back again with another video. I said I'm back again with another video. And today I'm gonna be talking about how, sometimes you just gotta enjoy the girl while you're like just talking to her, right? So smash the like button, comment below what you think, subscribe if you're new. Let's get into it. Woo! Like it's you can always tell my energy with the woo, because when I have a lot of energy, I'm like, whoo! See? But yeah. A lot of times we go up to girls, right? And honestly, this might be the last time you ever see that girl ever again. Right? We can go up to her and things will be going good. You hit her up and you never hear from her again, right? Like that happened kind of like last night, right? I went up to this girl and then I could tell she liked me a lot. So and the vibe was there, like we was definitely fucking with each other. But the thing is, I was with my homegirl and she was giving off weird vibes, right? And I could feel her vibes and they were kind of being weird. So I wasn't really like, I was just trying to get her I asked her for her Instagram. And like the thing is, I couldn't really give like Mac too much, like give too much of my game. I mean, this is what I'm telling myself, right? Because in my head I was like, oh, that's why you gotta stop being in your head, and you gotta stop giving a fuck what other people think, right? Because the thing is, homegirl, like she was bad as fuck, and I'm talking to her and the vibe was really good, like the vibe was there. Like if I was to hang out with her, like we'd definitely be in Pound Town, like 100%, right? But my homegirl was like low-key cock blocking with her hater energy, right? And it's so funny because I can feel it. And the thing is, she gave me her Instagram and I hit her up, but she didn't hit me back yet, right? It was last night, so she gave me what she wants. But it's just funny because it made me think. Like I was thinking right now, I was like, damn, sometimes the date that you're looking for with the girl is when you're talking to the girl in the first place, right? Like when you're just there with her, talking to her. Sometimes that is a date, right? Like you go up to like, hey, excuse me, I think you're very beautiful. Let me get your number, right? Sometimes if the vibe is good, you gotta just take in that vibe. You feel me? Like if the energy is really good, you just gotta be like, and just enjoy that moment, right? Enjoy the moment of going up to her, because a lot of times we get so jealous, right? Jealous. We get so in our heads and we get so nervous and anxious, right? I'm gonna say anxious. But we get so anxious and we're just like, I need to get her number. I need to get her number, right? But the thing is like, sometimes you don't need to get her number. Like, just have a conversation with her. Like, obviously, you want to have a goal, right? You want to have a goal like, okay, you know what? I need to close. I need to be able to get her number, right? Because you want to get her information so you can hang out with her again. And a lot of times what stops us from talking to girls is that we think, oh, it's going to take too long. It's going to be like 20 minutes talking to her and shit. Sometimes that happens because girls were linked, because the thing is, yeah, exactly. Girls are already on that shit, right? Like when a dude talks to a girl, she's like in that moment, right? Because she has no, unless she doesn't like you and she's like, oh, how can I get this dude like to get away from me? She doesn't have any goal, right? Like if a girl is being approached by a dude, she doesn't have to be in her head like, oh, I need to get her number. And it's like, because the thing is, it's like us as dudes, we always have that goal in end, right? It's like, oh, I got to get to the goal. I got to get to the goal, and it's like the very masculine thing to do. Is they always have the end goal. Like sometimes it's funny because I'll have a girl like come over, right? And obviously my end goal is, oh, okay, I gotta have sex with her, right? Like that's the end goal. But the thing is, the girl's not like, because the thing is, since I gotta do everything, I have to have that in the back of my head, like, oh, I need to have sex with her because I'm the one that has to orchestrate everything. I have to like start flirting. I have to, make the move. I have to do everything, right? Pretty much. The girl just has to take it in. She just has to breathe with it. She just has to be like, okay, this is what's happening, all right? And she could just be calm. Like a lot of times I'll invite a girl over and she'll just be like, hi, right? And I'll be over here nervous because the thing is, like, I have the goal in my head, like, all right, how can I turn this situation into the situation that I want, right? And that's just like that's part of being a nigga, right? This is built in us. Like, this is part of our genetics. Like, we just need to have that goal in mind. But the thing is, sometimes you gotta just slow down, right? Sometimes you just gotta slow down. Go up to the girl, ask her how their day's going. Like, hey, excuse me, how's your day going, right? Like if you're on a date, right? If you're on a date with a girl, right? You pull up, you get out the car, be like, oh, so how you doing, right? Like, a lot of times we'll be like, what's the perfect line? What's the perfect line? Like, nah, you don't need a perfect line. Just ask her, like, oh, how's it going? How's your day going, right? And a lot of times, I mean, honestly, dating is so much easier, or like, not dating, but like approaching girls is so much easier when you already know the girl likes you, right? Like, when you already know, okay, there's some attraction here, so let me, shoot my shot. Like, I just went up to a girl right now, and I was like, oh, we should hang out. And she's like, oh, I don't really hang out because I have a boyfriend. And, she let me down easy. You feel me? Like, she gave me a soft rejection, right? She's like, oh, I'm sorry, I have a boyfriend. Like, she wasn't like, the thing is, I don't get those crazy rejections, right? Those crazy rejections. The only time, a lot of times when we get crazy rejections, it's mainly because we hesitate, right? Like, if you hesitate, you'll get a crazy rejection. Because the thing is, it's like, if a girl sees you as a 10, right? She's like, damn, that dude's so hot. Or like a 6, right? No. Let's say a girl sees you as a 7. She's like, okay, I can see myself smashing this dude, right? And you make eye contact, but you don't do nothing, right? And in a way that's like, she knows, okay, this dude likes me. She gives you the eye contact. She gives it to you, right? She's like, oh, here, let me give this dude the eye contact. She gives it to you, but then you don't do nothing about it, right? And you're just like, she senses your nervousness, and she senses, oh, this dude is weak. He's a pussy. He's not gonna come up to me, right? It's one thing to like acknowledge a girl, right? And the thing is, what you gotta do sometimes is, when you make that eye contact, you just gotta be like, okay, yes, I acknowledge you, right? I see you. I'm not gonna go up to you right now, but give me like a couple minutes, right? I'm in the middle of doing something. Let me finish what I'm doing. Like, you just want to put that out there into the world, right? Like, you just want to think that, okay, like, yeah, I see you, but I'm in the middle of doing something. Let me get back to you, right? You just want to put that out. You just want to put that out in the world, right? And so she understands your intention. Like, okay, he's gonna come talk to me. Let me get ready, right? So, and also I feel like that's good too, because it kind of gives her time to like think about, oh, okay, how mean should I be to this dude, right? Because the thing is like, if you go up to her and then you hesitate, right, like, and then you're like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna go talk to her, right? A lot of times she'll give you a rejection just because, yeah, she liked you, but you didn't do what you needed to do in time, so she wasn't able to like feel that masculine power, right? That, oh, let me attack while it's funny how like stalking your prey is like a thing for animals, but it's not a thing for like humans. Like, we're not allowed to stalk our prey. Right? That's weird, but it's like animals do it, so why can't we? But I'm just kidding. But basically, what was I talking about? Yeah, basically, because the thing is, when you go up to girls, like in the beginning, when you're going up to girls, this is like more intermediate game, right? This is more intermediate. The more advanced version is to just like, implement it, like to be in a real extreme state of flow where it's just like, it just naturally happens. Like, that's the best. I mean, nah, I don't know. I feel like the most extreme version of, like, the most advanced version of just like picking up girls is just like going up to them and being like, hey, what's your name? Let me get your number, right? And then you just tell them you're trying to hang out, right? But the thing is like, to get rid of that nervousness is like, sometimes you gotta understand, like, okay, right now I'm with the girl, right? She's not flaking on me because she's here with me right now. You understand? So it's like, a lot of times girls will flake just to flake, right? They'll literally, like, I've talked to so many girls, and and I've heard so much stuff, and they'll just literally be like flaking just to get you upset. Like, literally just to get you upset. Like, right? Just, you know, that's because they don't like niggas. So they're like, oh yeah, let me flake on this nigga, right? So they'll flake on you. Damn, that was bad as fuck. They'll flake on you, right? But the thing is like she's not flaking on you because she's with you here and right now. That's what girls. That's why it's so fun to go up to girls, right? Because going up to girls puts you in the present moment, and it puts you in like, okay, I'm present right now. That's why we feel so much. Like it's so funny. Like a beautiful woman will make you feel things inside of you. Like she'll bring that shit out, right? She'll literally, like, that approach anxiety is literally just her bringing all that shit that prevents you to talk to her because of all your childhood traumas and all that stuff, right? That makes you see her as like, oh, she's like so high up above me, right? So you get this, it's so funny because it's like, I won't even see a girl, right? I won't even see a girl, but then I'll feel that approach anxiety and I'm like, what the fuck? Like I'll literally just be doing my own thing and then I'll literally just feel approach anxiety and I'm like, what the fuck? And then I'll look around and I'll see a beautiful ass fucking female and I'm like, what the fuck? This girl's so hot, right? But the thing is, it's like, it's not, I wasn't even aware of that approach anxiety. You feel me? Like, I mean, I wasn't even aware. So I feel like approach anxiety isn't real. Like, it's not really real of like, oh, look, I see a pretty girl and then you get approach anxiety and you go. I feel like it's something inside of you. And I feel like that pretty girl, like when dudes be like, oh, what makes a girl 10? What makes a girl 11, right? Or 9 or 10. And I feel like girls, because if you listen to dating coaches and shit, they'll be like, oh yeah, girls aren't like 9s, girls aren't 10s. But I feel like that's not real. I feel like that's not true. Because girls will literally give you that feeling in your stomach, like, oh shit, there's a beautiful ass fucking woman here and I'm scared as fuck to go up to her. Like, why the fuck am I so scared of going up to her? And I don't know if it's like the crowd. I don't know if it's her. I don't know if it's me. But it's like, because I used to think that basically you see the girl, you get that feeling, and then you go up to her, and the feeling goes away. I don't know. Now that I think about it, that's crazy. But yeah, you know, anytime that you go up to a girl and you think she's pretty, you just gotta consider that this is the date, right? This is our first date right now. Like a lot of times, you'll hear other coaches too talk about, oh, you know, like, oh, you want to get some coffee with me right now? Like, you want to go on, like, instant dates, right? Like, let's go on an instant date. Like, oh yeah, what are you doing right now? Let's go hang out, right? A lot of times you shouldn't do that because then it seems like you're nobody and you ain't got shit going on. Because dudes that got shit going on, they're not gonna go on no instant date. Like, they'll just go get the girl's number and get it on with what they gotta get doing, what they're doing, right? But with girls, like when it comes to instant dates and stuff, like, you know, what the hell is I talking about? Something that's fucking me up. But yeah, I don't know. You just gotta see it as a date because that's the only time that you're ever gonna guarantee this is when I'm gonna see her, right? So just breathe. Yes, you gotta get her number because you want to see her again, right? You just think in your head, instead of thinking like the outcome, like, oh, I need to get her number because she's like a robot and I need to have this accomplishment, right? Just take her in and just be like, you know what, she's cool and I would love to see her again. It would be great if I got her number, so let me ask her for it so I can see her again, right? So we can go on another date. And the thing is if you kind of see the first, like, if you see the approach as the date, it takes that pressure off. So you can just like be yourself. You can be like, you know, you don't have to spend a fucking hour talking to her, right? It's just about a mindset thing. It's about like seeing her and you right there and just being like, okay, we're on the date right now. Like, I'm up here talking to her, so I'm gonna be talking to her as if we were on a date. Like, if you've ever been on a date, you just be like, oh, so what's your favorite food? What's your favorite, what do you do in your spare time? Shit like that. You don't have to ask her all that shit. Just ask about stuff that you can observe. Like, say, oh, like, you want to be in the moment, so you just be like, oh, look at this. Oh, what are you making? What are you buying or whatever? What are you reading? You just want to be in the moment, like what's going on right now. You don't have to act like dates are more of like, oh, so they're more abstract. But what, like, the first date is the approach. So you go up to her and you be like, oh, like, even if it's some stupid shit, wonderful weather we're having, right? She might be like, oh yeah, and just be like, oh okay, you know, like, one, you know, this weather reminds me of, or whatever, some shit like that. You feel me? Cause yeah, a lot of people will say that's lame and corny, but it's like, it's something in the present moment to get her focused, like get her out of, you want to get her out of her head and focus on what the hell's going on right now. Right now there's beautiful weather, right? You see it's blue in the sky. There's beautiful weather right now. So it's like, if you ask her, oh, lovely weather we're having, right? She's gonna look at the weather and be like, yeah, it's pretty good, right? She's not thinking about, oh, what did I have? What do I need to get for lunch? What do I need to get for the baby or whatever, da, da, da. She's thinking, oh yeah, look what's going on around me right now. And she'll appreciate you for that. And also it'll take you out of your head and be like, you know, like, oh, what's the perfect thing to say? How can I close? How can I shake her, like, you know, like give her a high five, or all that dumb pick up art shit, right? Just like, you don't have to make up no stories. You gotta literally just say what the hell's going on right now, right? Yeah, I don't make the video too long, so like the video, comment below what you think, subscribe if you're new. If you have any questions, just DM me on Instagram at Torius, at my bad, at 6 Feet Interviews, and I'll make a video talking about your question. And with that being said, also don't forget to subscribe to the Patreon and to donate to my GoFundMe for my charity, A Hand on the Mountain. Link is in the description. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.